All right, baby. As you see on the screen, it is time for the show, and I'm excited about this one, you guys. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the Before You Go Pro channel. This is the Locker Room Show. I'm your host, Coach Wood. To the right, you see my boy. What's going on, Guru?
What's going on, my man? We got another week. We got a dope guest. We got a bunch of hot topics to touch on, man. So shoot, let's introduce my man to get at.
All right, you heard, man. You heard the Guru. So you see who's in the middle of the screen. For many of you, this gentleman does not need any introduction. I've known him since he was dumping people on the field, pancaking people in the Bay Area. I was watching from afar what Skyline High School was doing. He went on to become an All-American, you guys, at Arizona State, then a second-round draft pick to the Steelers, and was a stalwart for the Steelers, a hallmark person that they could count on. 2 Super Bowls, Pro Bowl, blocking for Big Ben. He's done it all when it comes to football, and he's here to share with us tonight. That's none other than the great Marvell Smith. What's going on, Marvell?
What's up, guys? Appreciate the introduction, man. I'm looking forward to sitting down with you guys.
That's
Yes,
what's
indeed.
up.
Thank you for coming on. And I know we've got some young men probably just getting out of their track practice or something. They're wrestling that are excited to hear from you tonight. I mean, obviously, you've had an amazing career. I mean, a dream career. I know it wasn't red carpet. I know there was highs and lows, but many people never get to accomplish the things that you were able to accomplish. You played for the great Coach John Beam, and we're going to get a chance to get into that, but we are truly pumped up to have tonight's guest. So if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, because once we get going with the content, there's no turning back, baby. So make sure you subscribe so you don't forget, and you can be notified whenever we drop some new content with Before You Go Pro. But let's get into it, you guys. If you're joining us for the first time, all of the topics are on the bottom ticker. The first one, Marvell, is the aha moment, man. I know it's different for everybody. When did the light bulb come on for you that football was the route to go?
Well, it's funny because football was never truly on my radar. I mean,
Wow.
growing up, they always told me I was too big to play. I could practice with the team, but I couldn't play in the game. So I was like, I'm cool, man. I played baseball the whole time growing up. And when I got up to Skyline, everybody was going out to play football, and I didn't have any interest. But I mean, in 10th grade, I was 6'4", 250. So that's not the ideal size for a baseball player, So I figured I might as well go ahead and give it a shot. So I played JV my first year, as a sophomore, and then Coach Beam, he kept encouraging me to pursue it, and I was unsure if I wanted to play, and he got me to go to a lineman camp at UC Berkeley, and without really having much experience playing, I got MVP of the camp. I was coachable, big athletic kid or whatnot. So I figured I might as well, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So obviously, shouts out from above to Coach Beam, because he put this man on the football field, said get after it, and it's all paid off since then, man. So that's big right there. We see some people already joining us. The great, speaking of Skyline High, LaCorey Collins says T Wood, Guru, and Big Vale. One love. For sure, LaCorey, thanks for reaching out. And Eddie Calderon, what's going on, baby? That's one of our Before You Go Pro alums. Says, yes, sir, Coach Smith, definitely. And Big Rucks coming in as always. Salute to
Jim.
BYGP, the locker room family. We see you, Coach Falls. So thank you, you guys, for joining us. I know Coach Falls was coming in because he's a Steelers fan for sure. So I know Coach was going to be up in here. But let's go on, you guys, to our next topic. And this one is definitely a heartfelt topic, you guys. I mean, we love Coach Beam. We've had Coach Beam on our show. I look at him as a friend and mentor for Marvell. You see his jersey right behind Coach Beam right here. Rest in peace. But for Marvell, a coach, a friend, a mentor. Obviously, he was your coach at Skyline High, and you guys were pumping out big-time recruits. You see Marvell on the picture to the right, to the far right. Tell me a little bit, Marvell, about Coach Beam. I know you already mentioned he put you on the football field, told you to stay with it. But off the football field, mental, moral, mentor, how did he affect your life?
Man, Coach Beam, he definitely had the biggest impact out of anybody in all aspects of my life. You know, I mean, I met him when I was 14 years old, and each chapter of my life, he was always there in so many different phases, whether it's as a coach, mentor, father figure, brother, friend. Like, he filled all those roles at different time periods in my life. So
Yeah.
I can truly say, like I mentioned, football wasn't on my radar. So there was something that Coach Beam saw in me, even when I actually started pursuing it. It was almost as if football chose me, and I didn't really choose football. And Beam saw that initially, and he had such a belief that I could actually play the game. It was weird because Skyline wasn't known for linemen at all. It was always
Right.
the skill position. Like, we dominated. Yep. We had some of the best athletes all over the field. So for him to see something in me that made me capable of playing the game, it changed my life. Like, everything that I've ever experienced in life started at that point. Anything I've achieved or, experienced playing football wise is because Coach Bean put me on that path and wouldn't allow me. He believed in me so much he wouldn't allow me to fail. Like, I couldn't fail the whole time. It was like I didn't want to let him down or let down. And once I actually made it, and and I realized guys were looking up to me, like I carried that weight into every single game. Like, I knew, the younger generation was coming behind me, and they were seeing what was going on. So I remember my first Monday Night Football game. I'm like, there's no way I'm about to go out here and have anybody back at the house talking about me. So I'm like,
yeah,
let's go get it.
Yeah.
That's amazing right there. And what do you think it was about Coach Beam? Because a lot of coaches just do their job, the X's and O's, they go home and they don't want you calling them after practice. What was it about Coach Beam, you think, that made him go the extra mile for kids?
Well, to me, I mean, he is the epitome of tough love. You don't realize it. Like, when I first got up to Skyline, all you ever heard was like Beam crazy. He always just yelling at everybody, screaming at everything. I'm like, I ain't trying to deal with that, but it's something that we need. Like, most of us didn't have father figures or somebody that was constantly on us on a daily basis, expecting the best and not taking your excuses. Like, you still got to get the job done. And he was like, he had a daily intent on pulling the best out of every single one of us. And I've, as teenagers, like, you don't want that kind of pressure on you every single day. But when this is the standard and this is what you got to stick to, either you're going to fold or you're going to conform to it and rise above it. And that's what he pulled out of as many of us as he possibly could on a daily basis.
Wow, that's amazing, Marvell. And rest in peace, Coach Beam. For those that don't know, probably about 5-6 months ago, if that, was tragically killed in his own office. And he has mentored, helped, cared for, fathered so many young men and ladies in the Bay Area, and truly a legend. I know he's got a billboard and everything, and it's all well-deserved. So thank you, Marvell, for sharing what Coach Beam meant to you. 100%, you guys. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and obviously many of us saw the national championship that just took place. Actually, a great game, and Indiana, Guru. Indiana has
Man,
been known for hoops. It's been known as the basketball school, but the way they
yeah.
rolled up people this year was a little different. It was a little dominating, baby. So talk to me, because they didn't have the biggest NIL budget, and they still rolled up everybody like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Does this have athletic directors shaking their head, or looking at the pocketbooks, looking at the coaches a little more, or do you think this was a fluke?
No, I wouldn't say it's a fluke. I mean, Coach Singhetti, he said a while ago he looks for a specific type of player. I will say that it's ironic because you don't need he proved this. You don't need a team full of 4 and 5 star players in order to be successful, right? You have to have an effective system, and you have to have kids that are hungry, that are technically sound, and that believe in the system, and you can beat a lot of teams. And that's exactly what they did. If you look at this Indiana team, and don't get me wrong, they do have physical talent. They had a ton of talent. Mendoza is a great quarterback, but he's not over the top gifted. He's not a Vic, you know what I mean? But he doesn't make any mistakes. He puts the ball where it needs to be. And that's really the thing about it, man. Like it's about, and that's what was so important, even about those Alabama teams. Although they did have a lot of 4 and 5 star kids, but it's like this Indiana team, they execute, man. Now I will say this though. They have a lot of older players now. They have a lot of older players. A lot of those dudes are 23, 24, 25, going on 25. So don't get it twisted. If you got some 23, 24-year-olds playing against 19-year-olds, that's going to be a significant advantage too. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a method to what he did. The whole thing about it is, as great and prolific as this year was, can you do it again? Was this a fluke? Was this a fluke?
Yeah.
Well, they were good last year, and then obviously they came back and won it all this year. We got the great coach Houston.
True.
All you need is a great coach and a bunch of dogs, not necessarily people who need money. We got Sean Camp coming in saying, "What's going on, fellas? Happy New Year, Sean." Talk to me a little bit, Marvell. If I put you in the head seat back at your alma mater, Arizona State, are you going high school kids? Are you going big money kids? Are you going old dogs like Indiana? What's Marvell doing?
No, I mean, they really showed the loophole in the portal. I mean, it's a reason like to actually be able to have a sustained level of high level competition and play at the highest level. You can't go off of potential, and that's a lot of what high school kids you bringing in. Like they can develop into something great, but you can see here is a clear example of bringing in players that have acclimated to the college game and have already tapped into that potential. You know, as was mentioned, they didn't have a bunch of 4 or 5 star guys. It was guys that are older, have already developed. They know their game, they know their limitations, and the coaches know how to use those players the best way possible. So if you want to have a successful team now, I mean, it's almost like the blueprint, because I remember seeing something where they didn't even pay out as much NIL as anybody in the playoffs or something like that too.
Yeah,
you know, so
they were
they're going to get they're getting established players that they know what they're gonna get, and that's what I've talked to some scouts or recruiters, and they'll look first in the portal to get what they want instead of looking in high school, because you don't know you don't know how them kids going to adjust to the college life, like they by themselves, making choices and decisions on their own now. So if it was me, I'm going to look in the portal first too. I want to know what I'm getting. I'm not hoping this kid's going to develop into something that's going to possibly help determine whether or not I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah. And you got to think about it, man. How many 4 and 5 star kids have we seen over the years that it's his height? It's height, man. And like you said, they never develop in the what they were what they were supposed to be. But yeah, man, I mean, whatever he's doing, man, it's working. It's absolutely working. And man, big ups to Indiana, man. I mean, and to come in and turn that program around. My thing is to go undefeated and rank number one. Yeah, hold on. And win the Big Ten and get a Heisman Trophy winner and win it all. Like they ran the house, like from top to bottom, executing from top to bottom. And it's like, here's the thing about it. It's like, do you put, I mean, I know the last 2 years, I mean, he lost one game in the last 2 years, but it's like, my question to y'all tonight is, what else does he need to do possibly to be put in the conversation with a Saban or someone like that? Because I haven't seen Saban do this. I haven't. Not undefeated and not close, but not to this magnitude.
Yeah, I think it's the most wins in 2 years of Power 4 football outside of DeBoer, who's at Alabama. So that's good stuff right there. We're on to our next topic, you guys, and thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, consider hitting the subscribe button. I'm Coach Wood. That's the guru in red. And we got the man of the hour in the middle, the great Marvell Smith, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Pro Bowler. He's played against the best. So we're going to get the sauce tonight, and we appreciate him. The NIL, we're going to start off with you, Marvell. We've seen some craziness lately, literally hot off the press. We got Duke's quarterback getting sued by his own school. We've seen the background with the great Nico Iamaleava recently, and this is hot off the press too, but Dabo's crying in Clemson, saying somebody just stole his prize portal kid. So when you look at all this craziness, I know Georgia's suing a couple of players too, Marvell. When you look at all this craziness, man, who is this on? Is this on the NCAA? Is this on the kids? Or is this on the school? A little bit of all three. But who's causing all this craziness?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's greed and money. That's what's driving it. And when you there's no set standard across the board, so everybody's just trying to get as much as they possibly can, especially when you got kids involved and they're making choices. You're gonna make a commitment, but then you realize you can get more somewhere else. So the commitment actually is to me getting the most out of the situation that I can. So everybody has some kind of fault in regards to it, because there's no parameters set in place where you guys have to abide by this. Even if get your money. I'm not against that at all. But if you're gonna commit somewhere, at least it's like every year they're like essentially free agents now. It's the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? And it's college. At least make them commit 2 years if you're gonna make a choice to go there. Instead, because it was a bidding war every single offseason. Like all these, that's why it's gonna be tough to have a level of sustained excellence, because if a kid does good, somebody else is gonna pay me more. So everybody's just jumping ship or whatnot. So everybody's at fault in regards to it at the end of the day.
Guru, what were you gonna say? Do you think it's the kids' fault or the coaches or the NCAA? Who's the main leader on all this chaos?
No, I agree with my man. It's the money. It's the money, man. I mean, I just look at how is a university gonna sue a kid? I mean, I look at it like this, man. This NIL thing has been going on the last couple of years. Everybody on this show tonight play for damn free. We play for free. Free, right? So these universities done made their money off of our backs for decades. Man, leave these kids alone, man. All right, I get it. You might not like the choices they making. Okay, fine, I get it. But to sue a kid and you done made billions over it, we talking like Eddie George and some of the greatest players we've ever seen in our lifetime that were playing for free. Well, at least, as far as we know, right? But you get what I'm saying, though, man. So it's like, nah, dude, like the money is the driving factor, and let's be honest, man, the athletic departments run the school. Period and point blank, man. Between the football and basketball team There wouldn't even be a university if it wasn't for the football and basketball team. Athletic programs, they run the entire school. They fund everything behind closed doors. So it's definitely the money, man. And it's gonna be like that. You talking about, man, 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids. And a lot of these kids, who knows who's in their ear behind them, getting them to jump in the portal and move around like that. So they know it's a money grab, right? So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, it seems from what we're hearing, and this is fresh off the press, what you guys see on the screen, but Luke Farrell, freshman All-American at Cal, looks like he went in the portal, signed with Clemson, was literally in class in
Enrolled.
Clemson.
Yeah.
Yes. And Ole Miss got him out of class and said, "We got $2 million for you." So yeah. Money talk.
Hey, what would you do? Look, if I'm enrolling in Clemson and I'm in the middle of algebra, and my phone and a text come across from, oh man, I'm out. I'm leaving my backpack, my laptop, everything.
I'm surprised they're in class. I'm surprised they're in class. If I'm paying you $800,000, you better be at the stadium doing
watching film. Yeah.
And we got some people coming in. Great Corey Collins says NCAA fault. We got the great Coach Hughes saying, to me, the schools wanted this and the NCAA is allowing this. So very, very interesting times. But hey, this is like a glitch for you young athletes. If you can get yourself in position, Marvell was an All-American. Marvell, they would have had to pay you millions before you even got to college. I mean, to the NFL, man. You would already made millions.
It's funny because they kept on promising that eventually we was going to get paid. And you keep on walking into the student store and you see your jerseys and all this, everything up in there, and we ain't getting nothing.
Like free. Finally,
yeah.
Free.
You understand? Now.
Free. It's crazy, man. Yeah, right. Yeah.
You get a
piece and some hot wings, right? Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So I mean, man, hey, what can I say? And I get it. I think the only thing, T, that we always say about, the portal and these kids jumping ship like that is, man, it's great that they're getting opportunities to make that kind of money, but they're not established. It's no relationships is being established among teammates. That's the one thing that I don't like, that I feel like is a large part of college, is being able, man, to establish a brotherhood, man. Like all of us have, and the guys that we ball with in school, these kids they're being deprived of that. They're not getting that because they are, going places, from spot to spot to get this bread. And I get it, but I do, I don't like that aspect of it.
No, 100%. And, this is something that we're going to continue to monitor, you guys, because this is all real time and this is all history. We don't know where it goes from here, but this is all new. So this is history in the making with these athletes. And we've helped some of our athletes getting pretty nice bags, you guys. So this is real. We're on to our next topic, and we're rocking with the great Marvell Smith. Once again, this is somebody that has held up a Super Bowl championship. A lot of you guys might have touched one, at 49ers picture day or at the Hall of Fame. This man has held one up from his own hard work, his own sweat and blood. So he knows what it's all about. We're talking about offensive line hidden gems, Marvell. There are few people in the world that can talk offensive line like you can. We have a bunch of offensive linemen in our program, man. Give us a few hidden gems that maybe some of these young athletes aren't thinking about. Maybe something they should be doing in their workouts, something they should be watching on film. What's a couple of Marvell Smith O-line hidden gems?
It's a number of things that I work with a lot of young linemen, and a lot of times they're so focused on just getting big and strong to manhandle guys. But regardless of how big and strong you are, the best guys are athletes. And that's one thing that young linemen don't train, in a sense, is becoming better athletes. In a sense, like I always prided myself on being able to keep up with the skill position guys. Assimilating that type of training at a young age helps with that balance, explosiveness, change direction. I mean, you block with your feet, your hands are a bonus. But a lot of times kids are so focused on getting that punch, and so they become top heavy when in actuality your feet is what's going to be able to execute the blocks. I mean, I work with defensive linemen. I always tell them if you can keep their hands off you, they can't block you. So they always are blocking, knocking the lineman hands off. And these young linemen, they're so conditioned to get a punch, get their hands on the guy. And when the guy moves, then they reach in, lean in, holding, instead of actually just being balanced with their feet to be able to move. And that's one of the biggest things for guys to pick up, especially at a early young age, acclimating them their skill set. Because a lot of guys, like I work with linemen, I never teach all the guys the same thing. Like I'll never want to pigeonhole a kid. We all got our own physical tools and physical gifts on the field that make us good. So helping a young lineman realize their the things that they bring to the table, their skill set that separates them from everybody else, and maximizing those. I always prided myself on being a sponge and just taking from everybody around me, but making it my own. Because there are a lot of things that I did on the field I wouldn't tell guys to do it. Because like my gift was my feet. Like I could do risky stuff on the field, but I knew I was going to be able to recover. And I wouldn't tell a lot of guys that. So it's really just learning their skill set and developing it. But at the end of the day, they want to become the best athlete they can be, because that's really what's going to jump out, especially when scouts are looking at them. Like this guy's they'll categorize guys as being a mauler. Like I don't want to be a mauler. I want to be able to do everything across the board consistently. Like I want to be able to run and pass block and be able to move out in space and be able to make
the
blocks
pool or whatever. Yeah.
So and that at the end of the day comes down to your athleticism.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Marvell. Let me ask him one question real quick. The jump from high school, from Skyline to Arizona State, what was the biggest? Because a lot of these kids won't make it to the NFL, but they may make it to college. What was the biggest thing you had to learn in the jump from high school to college?
Technique. Like I didn't know how to play. I was just a big athletic kid. So I was big and strong and I could run. So I got away with being dominant in high school. But when you get to the next level, everybody meets that criteria. So what's going to separate you is being sound in your technique and consistently being able to develop the right technique. And that's what I realized was, regardless of who I was going against, I had to have certain rules and principles that was going to help me execute the block. You got to take something away. For me, it was keep your head back, stay square and inside out. It didn't matter who I went against. That's what I had to do. If I didn't do that, then I'm at the mercy of whatever the defender was going to do. So those were like staples in my mindset. Whatever pass play it was, that's exactly my mindset was. And it didn't matter who it was, whether there was a speed rusher, power rusher, whatever they was going to do. Those were the basic fundamentals of what I had to do.
Wow, amazing. And I know some of our young linemen are listening. Definitely run this back. Maybe we can even connect you with Marvell, but there you go. You got to be technically sound. Even when these guys get more faster and bigger, you better be technically sound. We got some people coming in. And
I was about to say, T, I was about to say the same thing, man. When you look at Marvell and you look at the Jonathan Ogdens and you look at the Orlando Pace and the William Rofe, all of these dudes, man, legends, they all, man, they were athletic. Because when you think about it, man, we always have talked for years, man, on this show. As long as we've been up and running, we talk about, hey, are these kids playing multiple sports? Well, if you notice, some of the greatest DNs that Marvell had to block, all of them were hoopers. Julius Peppers was a hooper. The Freak was a hooper. You know what I'm saying? What's my man with at Cleveland?
Garrett.
Myles Garrett. He's a hooper. So these dudes they're super athletic. So that's what I was about to say, man. You hit it right on the head. you have to have some great feet in order to defend these dudes, man. Because man, whether it's especially man, I mean, when you look at Dwight Freeney's tape, oh my God, Dwight Freeney used to put boys in the blender. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you
if they didn't have feet?
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's gonna save you, and that's how he exposed a lot of those tackles. Is he would hit him with that spin move, and he hit him with the fake spin move. Lord Jesus, that was a move. But it was all about technique, man. That was the only way you can handle dudes like that.
100%. No, I appreciate that. Like you said, so many people just want to maul if they're a big boy, and you can't forget your feet. So appreciate you.
I'm sorry, T. It's one more thing I wanted to say too, man. And this is one thing, man. Even though me being a DB, I've always really appreciated O-line, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because one thing the Guru has always said, and it goes back even what we were saying about Indiana, right? If you have a good trigger man, if you have a great trigger man, someone like Marvell that can protect them in a defense, you're gonna kick a lot of ass, and you see what happens.
Yes, indeed.
That's why the Steelers were always a great team, because guys like Marvell kept being upright, and they had a good ass defense. Marvell, tell me I'm right.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Tell me I'm right.
The offensive line is the heartbeat of any good team.
Facts. And low key.
Yeah, it's
the O-line is the most cerebral dudes on the team.
Yeah, like if you got a sorry line, your whole team is gonna struggle. Defensively, they're gonna be on the field the whole time. Your quarterback ain't gonna be able to get the ball off, and you ain't gonna have no running lanes or anything. So at the foundation, you gotta have the trenches on lock. And that's one thing that I've really been enjoying. So I've been developing a platform where I can actually help guys virtually. And
wow.
Nice.
So I've been working with a bunch of linemen across the country, and it's a virtual platform where they can upload their footage, and I can analyze it, help them to learn how to read and study film. And you're getting it from the perspective of somebody that actually did it at the highest level for a long time.
Yeah.
And so that's been the cool thing, that it's been so beneficial to not only players but coaches at that level too. And it's been real cool, because I wish I had something like that growing up, where I could just, everybody wants to make it. Everybody has thoughts and perceptions in regards to what you need to do. But when you can get straight from the source exactly what it takes, I mean, like, you just cutting out the middleman essentially, and you just going straight to, like, what do I need to do?
Is this already up? Is this live or not yet?
Yeah, it's mvp-iq.com. So any kids
we'll get that out there for sure.
They can. So I've been working on it for like the last couple of years. We've been building it out. I've just been working with a bunch of high schools, and players across the country, just trying to see exactly what's necessary to implement everything in the platform, so kids can truly benefit from it. And then you can scale it to every single position. So it's actually been beneficial to everybody that's been.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
we definitely got to chat, because I know some of our offensive linemen will be all over that, Marvell.
Yeah, so for sure.
We definitely got to chat. Coach Hughes says, I got to see Indiana play this year. They're technically sound.
They are.
On both sides of the ball. Yeah, they're not going to beat themselves. They're not going to beat themselves. And then, listening to Marvell speak, man, it got me wishing I could see some of those old Steelers practices, because I know you guys had defense and offense. I know those were some bloodbath practices. That was back in where you could hit people in practice. So I know you guys had
game day. Sometimes was a lot easier than practice. That's for sure.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
The Joey Porters and the Palomalus of the world, and them having to go against you guys, I guarantee the game was a lot easier. So appreciate that, definitely. And we are on to our next section of the show. Now, we are having a little technical difficulty, so I'm going to give Marvell 2. We usually give 1 for tech delay on the lightning round. We're going to get 2 tonight, and then we got our special treat after the lightning round to see if he can get even more points. But this is the lightning round, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a fan favorite portion of our show. We've been rocking the lightning round since we got into this, and 60 seconds. Our guest has 60 seconds to go through my lists. We got a little word association. He's going to say the first thing that comes to his mind unfiltered. And since I know a little bit of his history, I got some good names on here. A couple people that might be in the chat, might be on this list. But Marvell, 60 seconds. Don't elaborate. First thing that comes to your mind. We're going to see how many you get. And if you can get to, our last guest had 13. If you can get to 13 or more, it's a dinner on the locker room show after the spring. All right. If that number holds up, dinner on the locker room show. Now, this might not be a Heinz family dinner. I ain't got that type of money, but a dinner on the locker room show. So 60 seconds. Let's get the big man. Now, he said he was fleet-footed. So we're going to see how he moved on this lightning round. We got him at zeros, and we are ready to rock and roll. So first thing that comes to your mind, okay, Marvell?
All right.
Here we go.
Let's rock and roll. This is the lightning round, baby. Number one, 13 is the number to beat. And don't elaborate. First thing that comes to your mind. Number one, Skyline High School. Go.
The beginning.
Jerome Bettis.
The bus.
Chinese food or Mexican food?
Mexican food.
Best player you ever played against?
Dwight Freeney.
Favorite football movie?
The Program.
Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man. Players coach.
Wrestle an alligator or run from a bull?
Run from a bull.
LaCory Collins, he's cooking.
Oh, man. Hey, JJ Stokes.
Favorite ice cream flavor? 50 seconds.
Mint chip.
Trent Williams or Orlando Pace?
Orlando Pace.
The transfer portal.
Change the game.
Pork chop or lamb chop? Time. Okay, we'll give him that. He was rolling. So transfer portal, he said did you say change your life or change your game?
Change the game.
Change the game. Okay. All right. Let's
pork chop for the last. I got that last.
All right. We'll give him the pork chop on that because Guru said so. All right. 13 is the number to beat. And then keep in mind, we're giving 2 for tech delay. And then we got our twist. All right. So number 1 was Skyline. He said that's the beginning. Number 2, Jerome Bettis, his old teammate. He says the bus. Number 3, Chinese food or Mexican food. He says, give me the Mexican food. Number 4, best player you ever played against, the aforementioned Dwight Freeney. Number 5, favorite football movie, The Program. I'm with you. Number 6, Mike Tomlin, players coach. Number 7, wrestle an alligator or run from a bull. He says, give me the bull. Number 8, LaCory Collins, favorite of the show, JJ Stokes, they're comparing him to JJ. Number 9, favorite ice cream, he says mint chip. Number 10, Trent Williams, old school, or new school, old school Orlando Pace, said, give me old school Orlando Pace. Number 11, transfer portal, he says, change the game. And then number 12, pork chop, lamb chop. He says, give me the pork chop. So with the tech delay, you guys, he's at 14. He's our new leader. And if this holds up until we get right to the new football season, then he's going to get a free dinner on the locker room show. Now, 14, but we got something new. We got something new with the locker room show. If you weren't with us for the first show of the week last week, you don't know about this. But the new part of the show is our trivia. Strike It Gold trivia. So Marvell's already at 14, but if he can get the trivia question right, he gets 2 more. So the trivia question, please give it to us, Guru.
All right. The question for the night is, which of these schools had 3 Heisman winning quarterbacks? So is it the U? Is it OU? Is it Florida State? Or is it SC? Marvell, what you think? Which one do you think it is, man? 3 Heisman winning QB. This is actually a tough question.
I'm gonna say Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is his answer. Is it
It,
Oklahoma?
it is Oklahoma, actually. So yeah, you got right there. You got Kyler, Baker, and Sam Bradford. Yeah, man. So it's arguably quarterback you at Oklahoma, man. They cranked those guys out and they
Very
did their
good.
thing.
I forgot
Still
about
doing
Sam
it.
Very
Bradford.
good.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
forgot about Sam Bradford, but I remember them last two. So I figured they
yeah.
had to
Because they
be
were
better
back
than.
to back. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, indeed. So those were the 4 choices. Our guest is the one to get the first strike at gold trivia right. He says Oklahoma, and there you have it, Bradford, Mayfield, and Kyler Murray. So congratulations. That's worth 2 points. So
Yeah.
we're
See,
at
I would have said to
16.
you though.
We're at,
Had I not known otherwise, just looking at it off the top of my head, I would have said to you. But wait a minute. See, Gino Toretta won a Heisman, didn't he?
yeah. So I think they're
Yeah.
at 2. I think they're at,
So
was
what
it
it was
Vinny?
him and Bernie, or was it Vinny? Or did Bernie and Vinny win it?
Well, then they would be at 3. So it's probably, I think it was Vinny.
Oh,
No, I think it was Vinny.
you
I
gotta
don't
go
think
back and research that. But I didn't think about that myself. Like, wait a minute, because I can't remember if Bernie won it, but I know Gino and Vinny won it. So I'm like, wait a minute. So, that could have went either way.
Well, let me.
We got
No, they didn't win it. I think it wasn't 3. Vinny and Gino.
Vinny and Gino Toretta. Okay. So
Vinny
okay,
and
I don't know why I
Gino.
thought Bernie Kosar won it too. Okay, all right, cool. All
Vinny
right, we
and
good.
Gino. So there we have it, you guys. And before we get out of here, and thank you so much to our guest, the great Marvell Smith, Bay Area native. So I'm definitely a fan. But before we get out of here, you guys, if you do have any questions for Marvell, our comment section is open. But he's at 16 points. It's amazing. Marvell, before I let you out of here, give me something for the kid that's leaving, because we've had some kids that have just signed with some schools and they'll be leaving shortly to go play. Marvell now, what would he tell Marvell at 17, 18, stepping on the campus at Arizona State for the first time?
I think the biggest thing is be willing to sacrifice what you want to get what you want. And in a lot of times we have all these goals and aspirations, but then when we see exactly what it takes to get it, we got to make up our mind whether or not we're going to sacrifice everything that we want to do it or not. And it's just having that attention to detail. The small things is a lot of times is what separate good players from great players. So the more consistent that you can do the little things, it will elevate your game to a higher level. I mean, we all got strengths and weaknesses, so we want to limit those weaknesses. And a lot of times it's just being consistent at doing the small things. And I realized that, like, there were things that I did really well, and I really didn't focus on those things. I kind of focused on the things that I always needed to get better at. But if I would have spent time maximizing my gifts that I had, it would have, limited my weaknesses in a sense over a period of time. And I didn't realize that while I was playing, because I was just so focused on trying to, correct the things that I need to get better at. So that's one thing that I think at a young age, I'll just sacrifice and give up. Like, I don't need to go hang out, party, doing it. It's just a set couple years that you got to put your all into it and achieve whatever it is that your goal is to change your life. And if you can look at it from that perspective, where it's just a couple
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Can I ask you one more,
I
Marvell?
know I got one. Go ahead. I know I got one. Go ahead, T.
Okay, so 2 more.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me the mindset of a premier. Now, let's say that you're a coach in the NFL, and let's say that you're drafting the next offensive lineman to block the backside for whoever the quarterback is for the Steelers. What's the mindset that someone needs to have to go against the best D lineman in the world and block a high-priced quarterback? What's the mindset that a kid needs to have?
I couldn't wait to do it. on the real, like before the season started, like I'll talk to guys and I'm dumbfounded as to like when they see the roster, the schedule come out and they like, oh man, I got this dude this game. Like I couldn't wait. When every time I looked at the schedule, like I wanted the hardest guys in the league. I couldn't wait to play them.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the pressure on myself. If I shut this dude down, there's a high likelihood that we're gonna win. And
Yeah.
so I couldn't wait for those games. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
running from those moments by any stretch of the imagination. And that's the mindset that you have to have going into every single week. It didn't matter if I had a good game last week. This week I got this dog coming in here and I got to shut him down. So that was my mindset every single practice leading up to that game. I envisioned myself going against this dude every single day in practice. Come home,
Mm-hmm.
study film. That was like the whole mindset. So that was the pressure that I was willing to put on myself every single week, and that's what I would expect from whoever I'm bringing in to block that blind side too.
Yeah.
I love it. Go ahead, Q.
Got you. Now, my question is, again, where you were talking so much about the importance of a great developing lineman having great feet, what would you have to say to the parents that are trying to keep their kids in AAU basketball, but they 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", and maybe they played a 4 and a 5, right? And you look at basketball on the high school or collegiate level, like it's only 10 dudes on the squad. But in reality, you in high school, you 6'6", 6'7", and you might end up being a dog ass deep old tackle,
Yeah.
but they trying to keep you on the court. That's what I want to know what you tell those parents. And there's a lot of them out there. They just, for whatever reason, I don't want them to get into football. But if their kid got into football just like you did, and football chose them and they just go with it, they'd end up being some bona fide killers.
Yeah, it's interesting because my older son, he's a basketball player. And so
Mm-hmm.
whenever I'm at these tournaments, I always see big kids out there, and I'm like,
Right.
you need to be on the grass somewhere. Like if
Right.
you're
That's
big enough and
right.
athletic enough to be able to play basketball, and you actually halfway decent, it's going to translate onto the grass tremendously for you.
For sure.
And
For sure.
so the funny thing was, I was having a conversation with, I think you guys know Quincy Bozeman, and
Yeah.
he was telling me a story. I hadn't talked to him for a minute, but he was telling me how he had used my example because we grew up playing baseball together,
Mm-hmm.
and he used my example to other parents that had this situation where they got big kids playing basketball, and he told them about me what I transferred while I was playing baseball, but I
Mm-hmm.
flipped it, and my size helped me on the football field far more than it would have in baseball. And he's shared that experience with a couple other parents, and they switched their kid to play football, and it led to them getting scholarships to play.
See?
Wow.
That's why the guru brought it up.
Wow.
Because you
Yeah,
see it. I talk to so many parents, and that's it. And they always are like, everything's about AAU basketball and these
yeah,
tournaments. And I'm like, man, this dude is clearly an old tackle. You know what I'm saying? Or a guard. And you
yeah,
got him sitting up here playing the 3 and the 4. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah,
I get it, man. Everybody got hoop dreams or whatever. Man, that's cool. But you talking about, man, getting to a bag, then you better put this helmet on. Man, you 6'7", 290 in high school.
yeah,
What are you doing?
yeah.
Let's
They
get
gotta
a
they gotta
great
realize
coach.
that skill
So
set.
you get it. That's why I
Yeah,
asked. You
yeah.
yeah.
No, I know there's some athletes out there. We're about to let Marvell go, but before we do, I got to let the Steelers fan ask a question. So Coach Foss is asking, how much hate is there really for the Ravens when you guys play against each other? The Steelers.
Man,
Back in those days.
there's a lot of respect because we were similar teams. We run the football, play defense, and they were good teams. The rest of the teams in our division sucked, but we hated the Ravens. It's funny. So a funny story. So me and when Terrell Suggs first came into the league, he went to Arizona State too, but he came
That's
after I
right.
left. And so, but I had to go against him. All I saw him as was a Raven. I wasn't at ASU with him. And so I went against this dude 2 times a year. He was one of the best defensive ends in the league. We was at the Pro Bowl together, and being that we was both ASU alumni, he's like, let's get a picture. I'm like, there is no way I'm about to take a picture of no Raven. It is not going down.
It's real.
Yeah, I ain't doing
Damn,
that.
man.
We went to take a fiction.
That's cool, man.
That's a lot different than today.
Hey, that's
Today,
cold, man. He said Sundown's come second, bro. He not the spirits.
Today he would have asked you to do a TikTok with him.
He definitely not doing that.
Man, that's cold.
I love it. Well, hey, man, this is why we wanted to have the great Marvell Smith on, once again, Bay Area native. He's been bad, you guys, since day one. Since Beam said, get your butt on the football field, this has been a bad man that you're looking at. And we're so gracious to have you on the Locker Room Show tonight, Marvell. Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, appreciate the opportunity. It's good catching up with y'all.
Amen.
Yes, indeed. All right, you guys. So, hey, that is the great Marvell Smith. Q. I mean, he was a dog. Like you said, part of the reason why the Steelers were so good was because they had somebody blocking Ben's backside. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me now, Q? All right, maybe Q can't hear me because we might be having some tech difficulties. Can you hear me now, Q? All right. Okay. It's all good. Well, we got through the portion of the show that was the most important, and that's all that matters. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed tonight's show and that you guys got a lot out of it. If you joined us late, please make sure you run it back. Guru would tell you to make sure that you have a great off season, you stay healthy, and make sure that you don't make no mistakes off the field. And then I'm going to tell you to subscribe and come back next week because we're going to have another amazing guest for you. All right. We'll see you at the top. Have a good one.